You ever get that feeling that you're playing a game, but nobody ever gave you the rules? You know, like there's this secret code, some unseen rulebook that's running everything from our careers to our relationships. Well, that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna find that rulebook and crack it wide open. And you know, the game really starts right here, inside our own heads. The most complicated system in the known universe is the one sitting right between your ears. That's the source code. That's what writes our reality. But this code, it's not just internal. Oh no, it runs the entire financial world. A world where seeing the glitches in the system, the stuff that everybody else is just scrolling past, that can literally make you a fortune. And yeah, it even controls the totally baffling rules of modern dating. It's this crazy game of mixed signals and weird assumptions that, let's be honest, can leave all of us feeling completely lost. So you see, consciousness, money, love, they're all just systems, and they all have hidden rules. All right, so let's pull back the curtain on this thing, this unseen rulebook. We're gonna dig into how these systems actually work, from the world out there to the programming deep inside us. I mean, here's the real question, right? What happens when you stop being just a piece on the board and you start to understand the game itself? Because once you know the rules, you can actually start to win. Okay, so let's start with the external world. These are the systems we can see and touch. You know, finance, our jobs, relationships. They look super complicated, but every single one of them has a code, and that code can be cracked. The power of this moment from The Big Short is just how simple it is. Michael Burry found $1 trillion flaw in the entire economy by doing the one thing no one else was willing to do. He actually did the boring, hard work. He read the documents. And that right there is so often the first rule of success. You gotta be willing to do what other people just won't. And it's wild, right? Because this shows a kind of universal truth. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Wall Street or your dating life. The rules are usually sitting right there in front of us, just hiding in plain sight. In finance, it's about reading the fine print that everyone else is too lazy to look at. In dating, it's about reading the clear, obvious signals that people love to overcomplicate. The code is there. You just have to be willing to look. So learning the rules, that means you start playing strategically. It's all about how you position yourself. You gather your information, you create options so you're never, ever desperate, and you always have a backup plan, or 2, or 3. You're not just playing the game anymore. You're stacking the deck in your favor before you even make a move. Okay, so getting good at the external game, that's powerful, for sure. But the real leverage, the game-changing stuff, comes from hacking the most important system there is, you. And what do I mean by hacking your inner world? I mean understanding that your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, it's all a kind of programming. And the best part, you can learn to rewrite it. This, right here, is the absolute bedrock. Our thoughts aren't just random static. They're not just noise. They are the actual source code for the life you experience. The thoughts you consistently plant in your mind, well, that's what's going to grow in your life. It's the ultimate cause and effect. So how do we actually do this? How do we rewrite the code? Well, first, you just have to acknowledge the programming you're already running. Start watching your thoughts without any judgment. What are the patterns? Second, you have to choose your input. You've got to curate your information diet. Turn off the news that makes you anxious. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel like you're not enough. And third, plant new seeds. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. You can actively feed it new beliefs through things like affirmations or just visualizing what you want until they finally take root. And don't get it twisted, this inner programming has very real, very profound physical effects. There's this concept of trapped emotions, which suggests that our mental state isn't just floating around in our heads. No, it gets stored in our bodies, in our cells, and can actually show up as physical pain. Your internal code directly messes with your physical hardware. Think about that for a second. And this connection between our inner world and our physical reality, it's not just about pain, it's about optimization. And get this, we can measure it with some serious precision. Just look at this number. Now think about this for a second. Just by making one tiny little adjustment to their internal biological system, these women got a measurable increase in muscle mass without even changing their workouts. It's an incredible demonstration that our physical reality, right down to our muscle fibers, it's not fixed. It can be tweaked, it can be hacked, and totally optimized. So we've learned how to play the external game, and we've learned how to hack our internal game. Now comes the final step, and honestly, it's the most profound one, to stop just playing the game and start writing your own code. And who better to talk about this than the one and only Prince? This guy mastered the music industry's game. He became a global icon. And then, once he was at the top, he stopped and asked this revolutionary question. Wait a minute, why am I even playing by your rules at all? Just look at how he systematically took the whole system apart. He didn't just complain about the rules, he took radical action. He changed his name to a symbol just to break his contract. He literally wrote slave on his face as a form of protest. And get this, he was pioneering internet music distribution years before Napster was even a thing. He wasn't just playing their game, he was inventing a whole new one. See, Prince's rebellion wasn't just about one single act. It was a total mindset. It's this idea of relentless creation. The people who really change the world, they're not just the ones who understand the rules. They're the ones who just keep going. They're the ones who are ready for that 10,001st try to be the one that changes everything. And this really brings us to the final realization, the ultimate truth. It's so easy to blame the game, to blame the rules, to blame our circumstances. But the final secret, the last page of the rulebook, is this. We are the authors. We're the programmers. We are the ones holding the pen. So yeah, the hidden rulebook is real. But here's the thing, it's not written in stone. Now that you know the rules, the outside strategies, the inside hacks, and the ultimate power you have to write your own, the only question left is, what game are you going to create for yourself?